It's nice to be back here. First of all, I just want to know how many people out there know someone or have had cancer. Please raise your hand. That's almost everybody in the audience. So I deal with cancer patients day in and day out, and it can be pretty grim to say the least. I see family members cry, I see patients lose hope, I see tears, and I see dying. About 3 years ago, I met a 30-year-old girl, and she had end-stage breast cancer. When she came into my clinic, she couldn't even walk because breast cancer had eaten away both of her knees. So she was wheelchaired in, and we treated her knees. And as I got to know her during the treatment, I asked her what her dream was. And she said, I would love to go see the Ellen DeGeneres show. So I said, you know, I'm going to get online, we'll get a few tickets, and let's all go see this Ellen show. I went online, and unfortunately, they were out of tickets for the entire season. So I called the show up, and I said, you know, my name is Krupali, yada, 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 and they said, sorry, we can't help. I asked a few of my friends who happened to be working sort of peripherally in the entertainment industry, and unfortunately, none of them could come through. So then I put the word out on Twitter. And about a week later, a woman who I had yet to meet responded and said, you know, I work in the industry, I'm a makeup artist. I've been in the industry for over 20 years, and I've never asked for a favor, but for you, I will. And 2 weeks later, we got VIP tickets to the Ellen show. It was incredible for this girl to go. It was a dream of hers, and she was like, well, what doctor would ask on behalf of me to go? And it made her happy. I don't have medical evidence that this helped her, you know, heal a bit, but emotionally it helped her a lot. I do know that. And from that moment forward, I said, you know what? This use of social media can be done, it could be used for so much good. There are so many stories. I know Jeff Pulver and a few of the 140 people in Los Angeles helped get a patient and her husband to go see the Pittsburgh Steelers play, and that was crazy. They met Lynn Swan. That summer, my parents, they volunteer at a medical camp in Uganda, East Africa. And the very first day I was there, I met a 25-year-old gentleman with elephantitis. His entire leg was swollen, and the only cure for that is to get an amputation. Unfortunately, the hospitals there are not like the ones here. There was no EKG machine. You have to bring your own food. You have to bring your own medication. You have to bring your own bedding and everything else. This man had no family, so how could he get his leg amputated? Because there was nobody to take care of him. I put his picture and his story on my blog, and we put it out on Twitter. And overnight, over $1,000 was raised from people I don't know. Somebody asked me, well, why would people send you money? They don't even know you. And I think the biggest thing is trust. If you have that trust on the internet, people will give. So overnight, $1,000 was raised. I met with a surgeon, and the next day his leg was amputated, and every day for 2 weeks I would bring him food and clothing and such so that he could go through this process. And more than just getting his leg amputated, he regained his sense of human spirit, because the first day I met him, he wouldn't even look at you in the eye. But in the 2 weeks that followed, he was getting a prosthetic leg, and he started smiling and laughing again. So social media can really transform the lives of people, and I can't really overemphasize that statement. Yes, we can get our news. Yes, we can figure out, you know, what's the next sale and all this tech stuff that I personally don't understand. But it can be used to change a life. Whether it be donating bone marrow or people in need of bone marrows, you can tweet that out. Another story I'd like to share is of another patient, a couple, who I met, and the very first day her husband said, can you please keep her alive for another 6 months? It's our 63rd anniversary then. And I said, sure. As I got to know them, I found out that they loved to listen to a violinist from the Netherlands named Andre Rieu. I asked her if she was going to go to the concert because he was performing a few months later, and she said, no, we can't afford tickets. I'll just listen to him on PBS. So I bought them 2 tickets, and at the end of her radiation, I handed her the envelope, and I said, here, this is a happy early anniversary present. She opened it and was so overwhelmed. But unfortunately, a month after she finished her radiation treatment, the cancer had spread and she was terminal. She didn't know if she was going to be alive in the next few months to go to this concert. It broke my heart, and I blogged about the story. I called it Music of the Heart, and I asked anybody who read my blog to send this woman and her family love, compassion, strength to get her to that concert. People read this story via Twitter, and magic happened. A person tweeted me back and said, "Did you know that Andre Rieu, the violinist, is on Twitter?" I said, "No." We started tweeting him the story, and 2 weeks later, he sent me a direct message that said, "I would love to help your patient. How can I help?" When I told this woman that, she said, "This is overwhelming." The manager contacted me, gave her and her husband VIP tickets with the opportunity to meet Andre 6 months from then. And the question that I was asked was, will this woman be alive then? And my honest answer was, I don't know. She fought long and hard, and she did make it to that concert. And she did get to see Andre Rieu and meet him. And when she left that day after that concert, as her husband was wheelchairing her out, he hugged me and said, "You know, I don't know how to thank you, but I just want you to know that giving her this opportunity to meet Andre and go to this concert made her fight and kept not only her alive longer, but kept me alive longer too." So Twitter and the power of social media is immense. It can be used on all different platforms from whatever you do in your activities of daily living. See how you can change it into doing something magical and do social good. Thank you very much.